It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your gun, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal with your host, Mike Adams, and his son, the other Mike Adams. They're locked, loaded, and ready for another exciting episode. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
Hey, we're back. Another exciting week here at the Up North Journal. What's going on, Mike?
Oh, nothing. Just refletching an arrow.
Yeah, I see you've been carving on that thing here right before we got ready to set up the show. What's up?
Nothing. Just, I don't know how it happened, but I shot, and then I shot again, and it made a hole straight to the top vein.
You're shooting crooked or something, I guess.
I don't know. I think this arrow was trying to jump out of the way.
Oh, okay. That's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
Blaming it on the arrow.
It was scared.
Okay. Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Up North Journal. Just like to remind everybody that we are part of the Outdoor Radio Network, and you can also find us over at MichiganHuntingToday.com. We post the podcast over there that you can listen to it. Or if you're one of the new people who have actually been listening off of MyOutdoorTV.com, we'd like to thank you for joining us here and remind you that you can go to iTunes and subscribe right to the podcast, or you can go right to our website, upnorthjournal.com, and follow the links there to our homepage for the podcast and subscribe there. So now we got that out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's get with it this week, man. We've it's been a crazy good week. There's been a lot happening here.
Crazy good.
Crazy good. It really has been. I would like to start with a little something that I've noticed this week, or the last week or so here, and actually two other people have even mentioned it. So I think it's important to mention, and after I blogged about it over at Hooks and Bullets, my Hooks and Bullets blog, if you guys are unsure where that's at, go to the website also and follow the links there to that. I appreciate your support on that site. But let's get back to what I was talking about. So I blogged about this subject this week, and I had another guy write back and said that he saw the same thing. So it's been a little bit common maybe in the area here in Michigan. I don't know about around the United States, but what I want to talk about is late fawns. For whatever reason, I mean, we're in the middle of July now, and this week, you and I think we were driving down the road, we saw a fawn that had been hit by a car, still had spots, freshly hit. It wasn't old by any means or stretch of the imagination. Had spots on it. And I mentioned this to another person, I can't remember who it was. I told somebody, hey man, we saw a fawn that still had spots on it. You know, I'd been hit by a car, and he said, yeah, I saw twin fawns this week. Same thing, you know, still had spots, you know, real late drop. And then after I had mentioned it on the blog, or no, maybe I didn't mention. Maybe we mentioned it last week on the podcast. I can't remember. But anyway, I got email from a listener here in the area, and he took a picture outside of his window, or either out at work, or he went outside at work and took the picture. I can't remember which. But anyway, between the building and the freeway, in the tall grass, was a little fawn. I mean, a little one. And he sent me the picture of it. You know, and this was taken on the 14th of this month. So there's 3 or 4. And like I said, then I wrote the blog about it, and then all of a sudden I got an email from, or somebody commented on it and said, same thing, saw one here locally in mid-Michigan, and, you know, hope everything's okay. What I worry about is these late fawns being dropped is if they're going to make it through the winter, number one. They're so doggone small right now. And, you know, once Michigan's, you know, winter comes on, man, it comes on so quick that, you know, you just wonder what's going to happen to them, because they're probably a good month and a half late, it seems like. And the only thing I can think of, talking with a couple of the guys, maybe immature does from last year, once the full rut came on, that they didn't come into estrus. An immature doe will miss that first cycle at the rut, at the peak of the rut, and they'll come into estrus later. And that's what they call the second rut. Or maybe it was a doe who was in estrus during the rut that never got bred. And they say if a doe doesn't get bred, that 30 to 40 days later, they'll come back into estrus again. That also plays part of that late rut. So, you know, that's probably what's happening. You know, some does didn't get bred. But it's really odd to see or hear about 4 or 5 of them so close in the area so quickly. So,
kind of weird.
Yeah, it is. It's different, but just a little phenomena going on here in mid-Michigan. Just wonder if anybody else is seeing the same thing in their area. I know the ruts may coincide at different times in different areas or regions of the United States. So, but anyway, that's just a little interesting tidbit from this week that I thought I'd throw out there. Now, getting back to the week, man, we had a real busy week. I had an extremely busy week this week. Started off Monday at the bow range, and you came up to work. What was it like up there? How was your shooting this week?
I was actually shooting pretty good, just like normal.
Bragging now, are you?
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Well, actually, since I've gone to my new bow, it's a lot better.
Okay, but you actually switched your rest tonight, though.
Yeah, I switched it back to the Whisker Biscuit. After hearing what Pat had to say about them normally being burned, after that day, next morning I got on the computer, I searched hostage rest problems. Everyone's having the same problems burning. Okay. And the one guy took it to the pro shop, like 3 times, just like I have. He complained the 4th time, and they go, "Oh, they're supposed to burn." Never told him that. He never knew it. Okay. And everyone's saying that they should just make them out of a more durable bristle. Yeah. And they won't.
Okay. Well, won't or haven't yet. I don't know. We'll see. We'll get more into what we talked about this week with Pat and explain what he meant by that here later in the show. But, yeah, that was Monday you shot at the range. So you shot him pretty good?
Yep.
I wasn't paying too lot of attention because I was busy talking with a fellow who was there that came over from the east or the western side of the state. I don't know if you guys are familiar. I know the people here in Michigan are, but outside of Michigan, you're probably not too familiar with a show called Wilderness Journal, and not to be confused with the Up North Journal. These guys are awesome. Kyle Randall.
So are we.
We are, but this guy is good. His video, and he's got a show. We don't. An actual TV show. Yeah. Kyle Randall, it's his show from out on the western side of the state, and I don't know. He kind of approaches it like we do. Just the average guy who gets out and hunts, and shows you what it's all about. He goes with outfitters and things like that. But it's just a real life approach to how people hunt and why we hunt and techniques and things like that. He shows all the misses and the way they do it and all that. It's not about, hey, look at me, go watch me kill this big deer, and look at me take my pictures of this deer I killed, And that's what we see so much on TV today. And that's why I like his show. But anyway, his photographer came over to the bow range and was shooting with us, and we were hanging out, and I had actually brought the video over of the albino buck that we saw last weekend. And we're sitting there watching that, and I had my camera out and everything. We got to talking, and come to find out, they use the same type of cameras that we do to film their shows, which I found really encouraging. And we started talking about editing and TV and all that. Editing. And all that kind of good stuff. So
that's what I call it.
We had, good little talk and everything. So it was nice to meet a guy from that side of the outdoors, I mean, that's my passion. I really would one day love to be able to do the same thing. And actually, here we do videos. We post them online. And actually, I got some new ones that I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. But, that's kind of where we're going with the Up North Journal here. Is hopefully one day that we can do a little bit of maybe a video podcast. And actually, that's what we're going to shoot for by the end of the year. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But we've got to work some things out with some server space and some bandwidth issues and things like that to see what we can actually do. But, it was a good day Monday. We got to hang out with somebody who works in the industry that I work in, and he loves to hunt and fish just like I do. So that was really cool. So now moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday was a big day for us. We had this big event planned up there at Compass Outdoors, the archery range that we shoot at. We had scheduled to have the regional representative for Bowtech to come in and hang out with us for the day at the bow range. And the reason we did that was back, if you remember, back in the beginning of June, Michael and I and Kevin Hutchings and Chuck Parr, all here at the Up North Journal, we went over to Lansing Gander Mountain and they had that big archery blowout deal, and we hooked up with some of the reps over there, and we interviewed them. And we interviewed guys that had all kinds of archery gizmos and gadgets and all kinds of cool stuff, but we were really after the representatives so they could talk about their youth bows. And we really didn't get a chance for whatever reason. We wound up inside the store trying to get a couple bows set up, and by the time we got back out and we wanted to talk to the guys from Bowtech, the event was over and it was wrapped up. So they were gracious enough to send their regional rep from Ohio up here to hang out with us for the day. And we got a good interview with him. And not only that, man, we had a big cookout.
Yeah, that was good.
We had a wild game cookout. We had about, I don't know, we have 10, 15 people there, maybe 20. A lot of kids. Had all the kids who were shooting the Bowtech bows there, and some adults and stuff, and hung out and had a good day. So the kids got to shoot and had some pictures made and stuff like that. And the interviews turned out really well. So
I forgot, did he talk about the hostage stuff on the interviews?
We really didn't talk about the issues you were having with the hostage. Now, I mean, go ahead. Now, that was Pat Diamond that Michael had mentioned earlier in the show there at the beginning of who we talked to about this. Go ahead. And I'll let you talk about that part because it affects you directly.
He said basically he was talking about solo cam bows, but I don't shoot a solo cam. I shoot a dual cam. And he said if you're shooting a solo cam, you need to move up your knock or something.
Right, put a little bit of upward or downward pressure. I can't remember which way it works. But yeah, it was to move it differently because of the solo cam. Yeah,
but mine was burning in the back, and he said he really didn't know about that. He said take it to the pro shop, and I've already taken it there, 3 times?
Yeah, twice. We've had through twice and made some adjustments with it and everything. So
and they keep burning. He said just swap them around. They're supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they're supposed to. I don't remember him saying they're supposed to, but it's just the pressure on them. I mean, you're putting a lot of pressure on it when you're, releasing that arrow. There's a lot of energy behind it. So, yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, it's burning the bristles on the hostage capture rest. So
I think they're made out of like a toothbrush material to where they.
Well, that's what it looks like.
Lighter.
I don't know exactly if that's what it is or not, but
I mean, whisker biscuits are a lot stronger.
Yeah, and they slow the arrow down a lot too. So, there's give and take there. I guess it depends on what you're after. You got to swap the brushes and rotate them frequently. And he did say that there are replacement brushes available for him, but they're just not loaded up on the website just yet. They're reworking the website. So I can't even begin to even know what those brushes would cost for replacement. But
I think I saw them before they updated. I think they were like $10.
Yeah, well, that ain't bad for 10 brushes. I mean, it depends on how much you shoot, and we shoot a lot. I guess that's the thing, is we do shoot a tremendous amount.
Kind of like we said, speed is overrated too much.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I mean, I'm shooting almost 250?
Well, yeah, it was 240 something we had on the chronograph that one day. We really haven't spent a lot of time with the chronograph. We're going to actually get it out today, but the sun would not cooperate with us. So, but I don't know. You went back to that other rest, so
I don't really see a difference. Shake-up says it looks slower, but then I shoot it. I'm like, can you see it in the air? And he's like, no. I'm like, well, then good.
Well, you got to remember it's moving pretty quick, and maybe that's something we could do with a chronograph speed to really test them to see how much more the whisker biscuit slows it down. Because it is a full circle brush that you're shooting through, and it is touching. The veins are touching when it goes through that rest. So it's got to slow it down some. Yeah, we had a really good day with Pat hanging out with us from Bowtech. But like I said, man, we had some awesome food. We did some. I had some moose steaks that were given to me, and we cooked those up and ate them.
Them are good.
We had some venison. I think there was 2 different guys brought venison in.
Kevin brought some really good marinated deer steaks. They were really good.
Yeah, they were. And we had some summer sausage, and another fellow brought in some Scottish eggs, and
I didn't try them.
Broccoli salad. The Scottish eggs were really good.
I don't know why I cannot eat eggs.
Well, they're good, except to give you gas. But yeah, the food was the highlight of the day. And like I said, we did the interviews, and we now have all of our interviews done for the youth bows. We talked to all the reps that we've got equipment from, and those are now on YouTube. If you go to our website, Up North Journal, you'll look over to the right-hand side, you'll see a tab that says Up North Journal Television, and it'll take you right to the website. So if you're thinking about buying a youth bow, we're still doing a review on them and doing a little questionnaire for all the kids to fill out, and we're going to do some speed checks on them and things like that. And we're also got a questionnaire for the adults who are helping the kids set them up. But if you want to listen to what the reps have to say about the bows, go over to YouTube and check out our television channel there. And like I said, the link is on our website. You can see those. And actually, I did a blog about it this week, too. So if you want to read that, that's available also. So I think with that being said, let's take a quick break, Michael, and we'll get that out of the way. We'll come back. I got some other stuff that we did throughout the week, and we'll cover that. What do you think?
Okay.
All right, let's step outside real quick. We'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
If you're looking for the best in outdoor hunting and fishing podcasts, look no further than the Outdoor Radio Network. Each week we have dozens of podcasts devoted to outdoor sports, with shows like On the Water with Bob Murray, Bass Champ Journal, Surf and Shore Fishing, just to name a few. Check out all outdoor podcasts on the OutdoorRadioNetwork.com.
Welcome back, everybody, and now let's get back to business of what we were doing during the week. Like I said, we had a busy week this week, and it didn't end on Tuesday. Thursday, we had a big event. We've talked about it here for the past month. One of our pro staff members here, Chuck Parr, we've mentioned that he was getting ready to start a Delta waterfowl chapter in our area here. And his first meeting was Thursday, and trying to pull all that off and pull it all together. Man, he was sweating bullets all week. He was so nervous of making sure everything went right. And he kind of got worried there towards the beginning of the week. He still hadn't got a hold of the guy that was supposed to give the talk. And I think 2 days beforehand, he finally got a hold of him. I guess the guy was really busy putting together some other stuff. And
it was actually a guy that we saw at the archery event.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was at the Gander Mountain event, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, that's where you guys met him at. So, yeah, he got that all set up, had the big event, and he is now Mr. Presidente of the Holly Waterfowlers. So they have a local chapter here in our area for Delta waterfowl, which is really cool. So, Chuck started hunting last year, and, he's a young guy, and people that age just don't typically all of a sudden take up hunting. And for what he's done in the last year is just phenomenal. He started out as a new hunter, and now I won't say he's a seasoned hunter because he hasn't got the time under his belt. But you know what? You won't find anybody who cares more about the outdoors and about hunting and fishing than he does. He's got a passion for it.
For a newer person.
Oh, it's just awesome. And now he's a conservationist.
Yeah.
He's starting this chapter, and he's
now I can say he's a president.
He is Mr. President, so that is cool. But, the name they're going with right now is the Holly Waterfowlers. And we did an interview today. We were out at the gun range, and I'll get a little more into that later in the show. But we were out there at the gun range today, and we sat down for a few minutes while you guys were racking off a few shells, and we had an interview. So we talked about kind of what he went through to get it set up, how the event went, and what they've got to look forward to. So here's the interview with Chuck Parr. Mike Adams here at the Up North Journal. We're out here at the Swartz Creek Sportsman's Club, gun range I belong to, out here with the kids today. And the two big kids out here today is myself and Chuck Parr, a member of the Up North Journal pro staff here. And today I want to talk to you about the event you held last Thursday. It was Delta Waterfowl. It was your first meeting trying to start a chapter. Tell us a little bit about what you went through and how the meeting went and what to expect.
Basically, it was it's actually kind of hard getting a bunch of people together. I didn't know what kind of turnout to expect. We had halfway decent turnout from what I was told, so that turned out pretty good. And we were able to get a chapter started, so that was good.
I heard you were elected president of the chapter.
That's true, yes. Semi-reluctantly, but yeah, I'm the new president of the chapter, so...
El Presidente.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
What is the actual... I know it's a temporary name, but what do you call in the club right now?
Right now, it's the Holly Waterfowlers.
Okay, and so you are an official chapter of the Delta Waterfowl Organization now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you got the guys together. I was at the meeting, and actually I was impressed by the information they give out. I learned a lot. I found out that there's a lot about ducks that I don't know. Actually, that's not surprising, really, because I've only hunted ducks for a year now. Thanks, Michael. As you can tell, we are at the gun range. But I was impressed by the fact that, number one, they back hunters' rights, which I am, all for. They're not just about protecting ducks and hunting ducks, and they're about protecting hunters' rights. And they also work with other organizations, like the Fur Trappers, Whitetails Unlimited, Pheasants Forever, things like that. And the things they're doing, to me, seems like it's going to help out not only ducks but other wildlife as well.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We're definitely intertwined with a bunch of the other hunting groups, because you can't. I mean, you can focus on one thing, but I mean, it all kind of intertwines together. It's one thing is going to benefit another, and the more you can help out, the better. So
it's thanks, Michael. Yeah, like you said. Yeah, thanks. That's the one thing, like you said, they all intertwine together, and that's, I think, one of the biggest things that we as hunters and outdoorsmen got to realize, even fishermen. We've all got to work together, number one, to battle the people who are against us. But also, when we work together, it benefits all of the creatures out there, fish and the wildlife that walk the earth, too. So it's not just about one specific group. And I know there are some groups out there that do that, and that's what they focus on mainly. And that's, like I said, that's the one reason I want to join this group. And speaking of joining, you're looking to start membership and start obtaining members for your local chapter. What's that all about? What's it going to cost? What do they get out of it?
Basically, I'm still working on the details. I got a lot of information to pour through.
Okay.
I'm still kind of new at this, but basically it's $25 a year. That's the basic membership. Anyone interested in joining can go directly to the Delta Waterfowl website and become a member there. As for becoming a chapter member, you can email me, and I believe my email address is on the website.
That's right. Go to upnorthjournal.com, go to the pro staff page, and Chuck Parr. And if you go to the bottom of that, you read. First of all, check out his bio and see what he's all into and everything. Matter of fact, check all of us out there. We've all got our bios and photos up there, but. Except Kevin. Kevin doesn't have his up yet, but I will get after him this week.
I got mine.
Okay, yeah, we noticed yours is up new this week, Michael. Go ahead and shoot. But the email, all of our email addresses are at the bottom of our profile. So yours is there, and you're going to head up our waterfowl side of Up North Journal. Mm-hmm. So go to and click on his email address there. Shoot him an email. He can give you all the information there. Now, as far as becoming a member, you get your basic membership. Do they have a magazine or anything like that?
There is a magazine put out. I believe it's 4 times a year.
Okay.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it's 4 times a year.
Okay.
And it basically covers not so much waterfowling itself, but what the club has been trying to do over the course of the quarter year.
Okay, so it's not focused on, hey, we went hunting here. It's about the things that they're actually doing out in the field, trying to help out the ducks
research,
and
conservation.
Waterfowl.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, seeing how you just started out, what are you looking for towards the next year? What are you expecting out of the club, and what direction are you going to go with this, do you think?
Well, it's my idea for the club is mainly going to be focused towards 2 things, and that's working with the local state game areas to promote better habitat between the hen houses, the duck boxes, and all that. And then youth hunts. I want to get big into the youth hunts and the youth activities. In fact, we're already starting to plan for our first big banquet, and depending on how that goes, I'd like the proceeds from that to pretty much focused on youth hunts and maybe a day or 2 of youth days.
Okay, I know a lot of other organizations, talking about the banquets, the money raised actually goes back to national. A lot of them, 100% of it does. But you actually get part of your money to come back to the local chapter.
Yes. A portion of the money raised does stay with us to do what we feel needs to be done in the local community.
Okay, and you talked about duck houses, hen boxes, things like, or explain a little bit of that to the guys who might not know what those are.
Basically, Delta Waterfowl has come up with a very simple plan for protecting the ducks as they nest. It's a simple, I think they said they cost like $12 to build one of these really simple nesting houses for mallards. It's, for the longest time they didn't have anything that mallards would actually use. It's basically some chicken wire, hay, and a post.
Okay. And it gets it up off the ground.
Gets it up off the ground, so most predators can't get to it, and they have nesting success rates as high as 90% with these, which is just phenomenal.
And something I learned at the event, talking about the nesting and the nesting houses and things, I didn't know that they actually nested mainly in the prairies out in the Midwest. Unless they're local ducks, but they nest in tall grass, and they're not necessarily right at the water's edge.
Yeah.
So predators come in, they either get the eggs or they get the ducklings as they're going from the nesting area to the lake, which I was surprised at how far away they actually were from the water a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
So these houses then get them up off the ground, number one. Do they put them near water, or do they just put them in an area where they normally nest?
They basically pick an area that they would normally nest. Okay. A lot of them are near water because the main reason that the ducks, that they go away from the water is to find that cover where they can hide. So if they can find somewhere they can hide that's right next to the water, it's going to eliminate that long journey between where they nest and going to the water, and that's that's where a lot of them do get picked off anyways. So.
Okay, so you're talking about predators like raccoons, skunks, possums, things that's got a nose that actually live on the land, walk around these fields. They can pick them off pretty easily, and from what the guy at the meeting said, that's the reason we need to work with the trappers.
Exactly.
Trapping, I know, is one of the main focuses of the antis that are trying to get at us. And I know Michael, he's actually started wanting to get into a little bit of trapping, so if we can focus and work with the trappers, or even if you guys are out there and just want to put a few traps out in your local area, this always helps with the ducks, because it just seems like trapping's fallen by the wayside. Nobody does it anymore, anti-fur. We can't wear fur, we can't do this, can't do that because people are attacking us. But it all has a repercussion. It comes down to the fact that the duck populations are dwindling. Yep. And statistics show that. So that's another reason that these guys are working hand in hand with a lot of these other groups. Yep. So it helps out.
Power numbers.
Now, you said about the youth hunts. How does that all work? The group, does guys get together and select kids? I mean, how are you going to work that?
We're not really sure exactly how we're going to go about selecting kids. But basically, it's we're just going to have a parent who's willing to come out with a kid. Parent may not hunt. If they want to, they can. That'd be great. But they don't necessarily have to hunt, just as long as they're there with us. And take them somewhere cool, like down to up to Saginaw Bay, or just down to St. Clair or something. Okay. Somewhere.
Point Mouillet, where we were at banding the geese.
Exactly.
I looked at that video last night. Actually, I'm working to get that posted on the net, and I just remember how much fun it was that day, being out there with the wildlife and actually handling geese. I mean, I know we're talking ducks now, but man, those geese, they were huge. And it was just a lot of fun that day. But yeah, that's getting kids involved is probably the number one thing. Without the kids, hunting is just going to dwindle away. So we've got to get them before they get on the PlayStations and get ingrained in that and don't want to get outside.
Oh yeah.
I heard a statistic yesterday from someone who said it used to be 13, 14 years old. If you didn't get the kids out by then and get them attached with the wildlife or hunting, that they would show no interest. And he said now that age has actually dropped down to 10. If we don't get our kids out and off the couches by age 10, that they're not going to get involved in the outdoors and wildlife. So you're exception to the rule. Yeah. Because you actually started last year, didn't you?
Yeah, it's been just about a year that I decided.
And you're just a little over 30, right? I won't give your age away, but...
a little under.
A little longer, okay. So you're in your 30s.
Under
Oh,
30.
You're under 30, okay. You're under 30, okay. Sorry. Didn't mean to insult you that way. I knew you was close to that, around that age. I didn't know exactly where at. But, you are an exception to the rule. Guys your age just don't take up hunting. So I don't know how or why, but I'm glad you came out. And number one, you became part of our group, and I have a lot of fun hanging around and hunting. shooting and fishing and all the other stuff we've done last year. But now we've turned you into a conservationist, which is even better. So that's cool. So, hey, Michael, you got anything you want to add to this? You went over to the meeting with us last night. You're over here throwing rocks now, so. Well, come over here. I got the microphone over here. You got to get over here, bud. What did you think about the meeting we went to? What did you learn out of that Delta Waterfowl meeting?
I learned a lot about the groups that they work with and stuff, and all them abbreviations, what they mean.
Yeah, they got a lot of acronyms for a lot of different things. You know, what surprised me is the amount of work they're doing in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
What I didn't realize is how far. I mean, I knew ducks migrated, but I didn't realize that they migrated that far. And that's our flyway here in Michigan. They come up from that St. John Bay region up in Canada.
Yeah.
And
From the prairie.
yeah, and a lot from the prairies and where the nesting grounds over towards Kansas. So it was an eye-opening hour that I spent there that evening. So you're definitely going to count us in. But if you guys are interested in checking out their website, what's the address for their website?
I believe it's deltawaterfowl.org.
I know you can type in deltawaterfowl.com and it redirects you.
Okay, yeah, I know I've got it saved to my favorites. So.
Yeah, because that's what I did. I typed that in, and it actually it is .org, and there's a lot of information there. And actually, you had mentioned that one of their PR guys is wanting to hook up with us and do an interview.
Yep. Don't know when that's going to happen, but
okay.
We'll set something up.
So, guys, if you're looking for an outdoor organization to choose and you're into waterfowling, Ducks Unlimited is an awesome resource also, but they mainly focus on the actual wetlands. Mm-hmm. Their conservation efforts go into wetlands, and Delta Waterfowl concentrate on the actual ducks and their breeding grounds and things of that nature, and working with the other groups and actually fight for hunters' rights.
Yes.
Which is huge. And there's no reason you can't be a member of both.
Exactly.
So give Delta Waterfowl a chance. And if you live in the mid-Michigan area, you know, he said you're the chapter furthest south in the southeastern part of Michigan now at this point?
Yep.
So,
in fact, next nearest to us is Lansing and Kalamazoo.
Okay.
So,
and we're over towards Holly, so Flint area. If you're familiar with Flint, it's about 20 minutes south of Flint. So if you guys are in the Detroit area or even a little further north, up into the Thumb region, anywhere near Flint, check out our website, upnorthjournal.com, and the email address is there on the pro staff page for Chuck, and shoot him an email, and he'll be glad to get back with you. So, well, thanks for joining us today at the range, number one.
Not a problem. It was fun.
And thanks for being a conservationist and getting this chapter started. I look forward to it and getting some kids out and letting them watch them take some ducks.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
All right. That was the interview today with Chuck Parr while we were out at the gun range today.
I love messing you guys up.
You were messing me up out there a little bit, cracking off on the rifle, but that's all right.
Yeah.
We were at the gun range, so it was a good day out there. Had a lot of fun, and I don't know. You got to play around a little bit out there too. So.
Yeah. I took my Challenge 22 out. I haven't shot that in a while.
So you got to go out there and rack a few rounds off. And we'll talk a little more about the gun range stuff that we did today here later in the show, but. Seriously, if you guys are interested in Delta Waterfowl, by all means, go to our website and look at the pro staff page, and Chuck's profile is on there. And at the bottom of his profile is his email address. And hook up with him, email him, and he'll shoot you the information if you want to become a local chapter member. And like I said, Mike and I we're new to the duck scene, don't know a lot about it. Chuck's new to hunting, but he knows a lot about ducks in the last year. He's been heavily into
That's
it.
his thing.
And he is definitely a hardcore duck hunter and goose hunter. So, yeah, we're just going to follow his lead, man, and hook up with him and have some fun and help some ducks and help some kids, get out there. That's the main thing. So.
Yeah, Chuck really is dedicated to stuff like that because, he goes out in an inflatable raft.
Yeah, his first time he went out duck hunting, I did hear his story about him going out in an inflatable raft.
He said he had decoys and stuff in there.
Yep. So
he used burlap for like a thing.
He's
had decoys,
hardcore.
gun and stuff.
Yep, he improvises when at all possible. Nothing's going to stop that guy from getting out in the field or on the water, I tell you. I know another guy like that out east, our buddy Bob Rich.
Yeah.
That guy, I got to say this, and Bob, I don't mean to embarrass you if you're listening, bud, but you are hardcore, probably the most hardcore small game hunter I've ever seen. That guy, it's been 90, 95 degrees out there, and this guy is out there 2-3 times a week, it seems like, out in the field, full camo. I'm talking head to toe, head net, the whole 9 yards, because the bugs are fierce. and he's out there sweating his butt off, and he's out there making it happen. He is definitely a hardcore hunter. And when I read his posts off the Bob Ritt Shooting Journal, if you guys look for a good read, go over there and check out his website. It's you can find his website off of ours. That's the easiest way to tell you. If you go to ours, it's the Bob Ritt Shooting Journal. It's on our clickable links on the right-hand side. But it just really encourages me every time I read one of his posts because, he gets out there and gets with it. And it's just like Chuck, same thing, improvising, finding new ways to do things. And, there's days that I feel like, oh, man, do I really want to get up and go out today, and hunt or whatever the season may be? You might be tired, I'm thinking, man, you know what? You're lucky to be able to have the opportunity, number one, because there's a lot of countries in the world here, they can't even get out and hunt. They're not allowed to, and we're fortunate. We take it for granted. And, I've still got my physical health that I'm able to get out and do it. There's a lot of guys here in the States that would love to get out and hunt who can't because of their physical limitations. So these two guys are really an inspiration to me to get out and get with it because they get with it, man.
Yeah.
They put forth the effort. So, Chuck, thank you, man. I really appreciate what you're doing in our area. He's become a conservationist in helping the kids. He's concerned about the habitat in the area, and that's what he's doing. He's putting forth an effort, and he's showing up and doing what's right.
It's kind of good as he's had background and kind of stuff like this, like conservation, because he used to be DNR. That's
true. Before Chuck became a hunter, he actually did work with the DNR for a short time. And due to cutbacks and layoffs here in Michigan, unfortunately, he no longer has that position. But he's trying to get back into the DNR ranks of some way or get a job working in the outdoors. He told me the other day that he's ready for a move, and that's cool. So good luck to the organization. We're going to do everything we can to support it. For you guys listening that are in the Michigan area, in the local Flint, Genesee County, Oakland County, or Livingston County area, or maybe even you're a little further south down towards Detroit, or maybe you're up in the Thumb region and you don't have a Delta Waterfowl chapter, hook up with Chuck. He's going to, I tell you what, you won't find a guy who's going to work harder for you guys than Chuck will. I'll tell you that right now. That guy is hardcore. So, well, listen, let's take another quick break. Let's get our last break out of the way. We'll come back, and we'll wrap up a few things here at the end of the show. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Okay, let's step outside. We'll be right back after this.
If you're looking for the best in outdoor hunting and fishing podcasts, look no further than the Outdoor Radio Network. Each week we have dozens of podcasts devoted to outdoor sports, with shows like On the Water with Bob Murray, Bass Champ Journal, Surf and Shore Fishing, just to name a few. Check out all outdoor podcasts on the OutdoorRadioNetwork.com.
Welcome back. Now to the best part of the show, Mikey's Game Bag. So this week on Mikey's Game Bag, I'm going to be talking about a thing. If it all goes right, I'm going to be doing my own little test. And actually, you didn't know about it until the next morning.
No, I didn't. I had no idea that you were planning this stuff. So,
yeah.
Unbeknownst to me, you have now officially became a field tester for something.
Field tester, yeah. Well, the thing I'm going to try to field test is called the Bling Sling.
The Bling Sling.
Yeah.
Okay, is this like something you hang around your neck for all the bling bling?
No.
For like the guys that hang out in town?
Yeah. No, actually, it's a hand lanyard for your bow.
Okay.
Like, you know how we have like the little camouflage braided ones?
Right.
Well, these ones are about like 3 times as big. Like, they're wider and they're bigger. And apparently they're more comfortable. And plus they look cool.
Okay. Plus, they look cool.
Yeah.
It's all about the look with you, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just don't understand. You know, we get you hooked up with a bow, and then you got to dress it all up. You got to pimp out your bow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get out in the field, and the deer are going to see you a mile away. That's what's going to happen.
Well, I'm not going to get neon colors.
Okay. Well, what color are you getting?
Actually, I'm thinking about if the lady even gives me an option. Well, it is a lady. It's a pro shop that I'm getting it from.
Who is it?
Her name is Marcy, and on an Archery Talk, which is actually where I heard about it from. Her name's X-Force Girl, and their website's Hunting Shack, and that's the name of their pro shop, Hunting Shack.
The Hunting Shack. Or Hunting Shack.
Yeah, and they're in Gum Springs, Virginia.
Now, is it Hunting Shack or Hunting Shack?
Hunting Shack.
No G.
No G.
Okay.
Hunting Shack.
All right. Down in Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. I can relate to that. I'm from Alabama. I like that.
Yeah.
Hunting Shack.
Yeah.
See, that's what I hunt out of, is the Hunting Shack. That's our shooting shacks, or our shooting houses, we call them, up at the place where my dad hunts.
Yeah. But they have, like, I'd say probably 20 different colors of braid, and they've probably got 15 different colors of leather, the leather faceplate you can put on.
Okay.
And they just braid them, and they're actually pretty cool. They're $15 a piece. But I told the lady, I gave her all the links and stuff. I said that we would do full write-ups, reviews on the blogs, and I gave her links to them, and I said we would do a talk about it on the show, too.
Okay, cool.
So if you're listening, I hope that you guys will have a good time with this.
Okay, so that's... her name's Marcy, you said?
Yeah.
Marcy from the Hunting Shack, okay.
Yep.
HuntingShack.com. So they're going to mail you one of these out to try out, huh?
Yeah, actually, I called them. I think it was yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I called them right before they opened or something like that.
Okay. So you're an official field tester now, huh?
Yeah.
Man, he's stepping on my toes here, folks.
Yeah, I stayed up till like 3 in the morning researching it and stuff, and you didn't even know.
Well, you know what? I'm proud of you. I mean, you took some initiative, and...
I know, I saw you guys doing all this stuff. I'm like, man, I want to do something by myself.
Yeah, stepping up to the plate. That's good. That's initiative, and it's all good. You know what? That's how you grow and how you learn, and you're giving information to other people, and that's the best part of it, you know. And if this is a good product, you're helping them out, too, by promoting it.
Yeah,
so
that's what I told her.
That's really cool.
Well, she says that they're lucky because all the 3D shooters on there that have bought them from her, they've all got, like, first, second, or third place in their 3D shoots.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not sure if there's good luck, but...
A little bit of good luck rubbed in on them. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens. So when do you think you're going to get this? She say she's going to mail it out or what?
I don't know. She said that they're getting pretty busy around there. She said she's going to check out her links probably this Monday week or something like that.
Okay.
Because she says their pro shop's getting busy because of 3D season.
Yep, 3D archery shoots. Matter of fact, I think we've got one coming up here in August in Saginaw, just north of us, the R100. That I don't know, man. I've never shot 3D, so I'm contemplating whether to do this.
What I'm not sure about if we do shoot 3D, we're sighted in at 20 yards and we have single pins.
Yeah, so we might have to do a little bit of long-range practicing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm not really sure. It would be really interesting to shoot one of those tournaments.
I've already lost enough arrows.
Yeah, I've still got one outside that I got to try to dig up. It's
buried.
Yeah, it's buried somewhere out there. I know where it's at. It's just I got to get out there and get it. But well, that's cool, man. I am. I'm really proud of you. You took some initiative. I won't. I just put it up here out of the way. You took some initiative on your own with no prompting by me whatsoever, and you went out there and you got I don't know, not really a sponsor, but you got some product.
A test. Yeah,
you got something that you can actually do some work on. And
if you like it, you can buy one.
Oh, okay. I see how you are. You're going to get one. You're going to make me buy one. Huh? Okay. All right. Spoken like a true guy, I tell you. He takes all the gravy and leaves me with nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that it for the game bag this week?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to throw a little curveball at you here and let you talk about something else that you've been working on diligently here for the last yesterday and today.
Yeah.
You can slide this into game bag if you want, make it part of it. If you don't, whatever. But I thought I'd let you talk about your new little digs you got built downstairs.
Okay. For the longest time, I've been getting mad because we had a form bag downstairs, a little archery range that's like 5 feet away from the target.
Right.
And every time it would rain, I couldn't shoot. And I'm like, man, I want to shoot. So I've been thinking about building a little range downstairs.
Okay.
So
but you didn't like my short form range.
No. Well, I built a better one.
Well, tell everybody what a form range is.
A form range is basically a blank canvas, but ours had targets on it, and basically that's where you can practice your form, anchor points, and stuff you're releasing.
And you're standing maybe 5-10 feet in front of the bag.
Yeah.
And shooting. So we did that down in the basement last winter, and you took it a step further now.
Yeah.
I know where you got this idea from too, by the way.
Yeah, and actually I dedicated it to that person.
Bob Rich, I'm coming after you, buddy. He's turned my basement into an archery range now.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Bob has a range down in his basement. And go to his website and check it out. It's really cool. He's got a video on it there. But go ahead.
There was like a jungle of stuff down there. Yeah. So basically I went through, cleaned it up, which actually Mom was pretty happy about.
Right.
And actually I really didn't clean it up. I just stacked up the walls.
Yeah, you just pushed the stuff around and that's all you did.
Yeah. But actually, I've got to where I got probably like I don't know, what did you say, like 5 feet wall to wall or something?
Yeah, you got 5 feet wide lane.
And then I got a 10-yard lane.
Yep.
And I got it for 10 yards, 5 yards, and then I got a little form range.
Okay. So you can back up to 10 yards and you can shoot.
Yep. I got some, like them little things for tree stands.
The
tree stand steppers. Yeah. I got 5 of them for bow holders on the side of the lane. And we got 2 poles, and I got like caution tape. Well, actually, Jacob tore that down today, so I had to use string. And I got it, and we got like a warning sign. Mackenzie made a warning sign that says "Warning: Bows in use enter at own risk," and stuff like that. I'd say the best part of it is I hooked up a speaker system.
Okay, go ahead and explain.
I had this old speaker system for my computer. It has a subwoofer with it, and for some reason, I don't know why, you can't control the volume on it. It's turned all the way up.
Yeah,
I dropped it.
Yeah, I know what you did. You turned it up and ripped the knob off.
But I hooked it up. I ran the extension cord, and I got the subwoofer. I got a thing underneath the stairs and one on the other side of the room. And I made it the part you plug in the back of the computer for the input. I take that, plug it into your iPod, and you can play music.
So he's down there rocking out, shooting.
Yeah. Actually, I had to close it down. And couldn't let them shoot because the music you can hear from all the way up here.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do the show. We had to shut them down. It was getting a little loud.
Yeah.
But and one thing you had on there I thought was kind of cool, and I know where you got this idea. You got this idea from the guys up at Compass Outdoors, our archery range that we shoot at. You had some nature sounds on there,
too.
Yeah,
I downloaded them yesterday.
So you got some outdoor critter noises going while you're shooting. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, you.
I use them mostly in the morning or at night.
Yeah.
During the middle of the afternoon and stuff, I play rock music.
Yeah, out rocking, okay. Well, I'm impressed. You took some initiative this week. You've got a field test. You've worked on an indoor range. You've been busy, so got hats off to you. You've been pretty diligent this week. Not to mention all the other stuff we've done. So
and I sighted in my own bow.
And you see,
switched out the rest.
Yeah, you switched out that rest and got that new rest.
Actually, didn't know about it until the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But you said you got it sighted in, so that's good. So. Speaking of ranges, as you heard in the interview earlier today, we went out to our local gun range, called Chuck up, and took the handguns out and did some shooting out there, and also took out the 22 Hornet. If you remember a couple weeks back, we did some reloading, so I got to shoot some of my loads that I put together, and was quite pleased with the way that those performed.
Wasn't there one that was shooting off or something?
Well, I was only shooting 50 yards. That gun sighted in for 100 yards, and they were shooting about an inch low, and I think it was just the fact that it sighted in at 100 yards, so the bullet's still climbing. It's arcing, or it's climbing to that arcing point, and that's what I think. I don't know, but we're going to get it out on the 100-yard range next time and see where we're hitting with it, on the 100. So, but I was pleased. The groupings were nice. I pulled a few, but generally at 50 yards, I was hitting inside a silver dollar.
But actually, you had your little paper woodchuck targets.
Yeah, we found some when we got out to the range. First time I've ever seen these. They were woodchucks on paper. I mean, woodchuck target. It had all the point systems on it and everything, and the kill zones and all that.
I had like one for headshots and one for body shots or something like that.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I was going to bring some, and I was going to bring one in and make copies of it, and I was going to get you some, Bob, to send you out. I got a package I got to send out to him this week. and I was going to put them in there, and I forgot the doggone things. I walked out without getting one, but they're pretty cool. It's about the real size of a chuck,
Jacob got
real close.
Actually, me and Jacob, we got one. Jacob took out his 410, and we peppered that thing up.
So yeah, it was. That's the first time I've ever seen them. So I thought that was pretty cool. But the handguns, we were out shooting them. Chuck got him a new handgun, and he was concerned that we put up 4 targets on one backer, and he's shooting the top target, and he's hitting the bottom target, and I'm like, well, what's going on here, And he says, I don't know. He says, I think my sights got bumped or something, He says, I was having problems last time too. So I said, here, let me see it. So I loaded it up, put some 38s in it. It was 357. Put 38s in it. Crack, 5 shots. Put them all in the black. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this gun. I said, let me watch you shoot. So he loaded up, first shot, and after he shot, like, whoa, stop right away. What he was doing is he was, instead of cocking the gun and shooting it, he was pulling all the way through the trigger, which also, when you pull from the trigger, it rotates the cylinder as well as cocks the hammer, then lets it fall. And what he was doing was, as he was pulling it and squeezing, it was dropping.
So was it missing a shell too?
No. What it was, it was just it was dropping. I'm saying when he was pulling that trigger back, all the force it took to pull that trigger, rotate the cylinder, cock the hammer, and then let it fall. That whole trigger pull sequence, it was causing him to actually rotate the gun downward. So I told him and showed him, kind of explained it just like I did now. And I said, just cock the hammer, aim, then shoot. 5 in a row right in the black. He turned around and smiled. He's like, yeah. So it's just something as simple as that. And it's just practice. It's when you get single action, double action triggers, whatever one you've got, you need to practice with that. And if you've got one that works both ways, then you need to practice both ways so you're familiar with it. So that's all it is. But yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually got to shoot the 357 version of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. It packs pretty good wallop there. It's not a little handgun by any means. It's a nice shooting gun. And as you heard in the interview there, the 22's going off. The loudest bangs, there was 3 or 4 of them in there. Actually, when I said thanks, Michael, that was the 22 Hornet reloads. And I don't know, maybe it's me, but to me,
they do sound a lot louder.
They sound a lot louder than the factory loads that we were shooting beforehand. Now, the other shots, that was just a standard 22 load. So now you can tell the difference between actually how much louder those are than a regular standard 22. But we had a lot of fun. That was a good time out there today.
Actually, you hear Jacob shooting like rapid fire and stuff. And then you just hear me for like 5 minutes, and then I go over there and check on him. I'm like, why haven't you been shooting? He's like, I can't figure out how to get the magazine in.
Yeah, he was having a little problem with the magazine, but we got him straightened out.
Yep.
So, but that was our week. We had a good week. We did a lot. We had a lot of archery stuff this week. We're kind of in archery mode right now, getting ready for the upcoming season. And, just a lot going on. I don't know what we got planned for next week, to tell you the truth. We may be going up north.
Yes.
And if we do, we're going to be doing some work up at our hunting place. And if that's the case, I think we'll be taking the rod and reels and do some fishing and
flat fishing.
Also, maybe doing some varmint control up there. I guess they're getting out of hand, so we'll have to see what comes of that. But that's if we get to go up, and we just don't know as of yet. So if not, we're probably going to get the kids back together and let them all start switching bows and spend one full day of everybody shooting bows. I mean, we got to get that part done too.
Will that be here at the house?
What's that?
Will that be here at the house?
Probably will be here at the house on a weekend, yeah.
Outdoor?
Yep, outdoor, unless it's raining.
Yes.
Well, if it's raining, I don't know if we can put everybody downstairs or not. There's not a lot of room down there.
Pump up the stereo.
But we're going to try to get that taken care of. And we've got the Jake's event coming up a week from next Saturday. That'll be August 2nd here in the Michigan area, mid-Michigan area. And if you want more information on that is on our front page of our website, upnorthjournal.com. So make sure to go over and check that out. And if you got any questions or anything, helpful hints, something you maybe not totally agree with us on, email us. Shoot us an email. Mine's Michael Adams at upnorthjournal.com. Yours is Mikey's Gamebag at upnorthjournal.com. Yep. And like I said, we got the pro staff page. Tim Ford's is on there. Chuck's is on there. Kevin, when you listen to this tomorrow morning, I need your profile and your email address.
I beat you to it, Kevin.
And a picture. So he's dragging his feet. We're going to have to get on to him. But, yeah, shoot us an email. You know, we like to talk. Matter of fact, I want to give an email shout-out this week to thanks for knocking my chair down there, bud. I tell you, you're going to make me an old man in a hurry, I swear. Anyway, you think you're funny, don't you?
That's funny.
Okay. All right. I want to give an email shout-out this week to a guy from Wisconsin who's been emailing me back and forth now for a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And his name is Jerry Long. And he is helping us actually obtain some slick trick broadheads that we're going to put in a field test.
And a video.
And, we'll shoot the video on that as well, just like we did the rest of them.
Well, no, he sent me a video.
Oh, that's right. He sent us a video on the double bull blind.
Because he heard us talking about it.
Yeah, we had some comments about it here a while back about blinds and the way they worked and the double bull and all that. And he's got...
I actually think it was turkey season.
Yeah, he's got an interesting video, DVD, that he's going to send us on the way it's set up or works or something like that. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And it's just, you know what? It's really nice hearing from you guys out there. I can't say enough. There's been a lot of guys who have emailed questions, who have given us helpful hints, tips, information. And I tell you what, that goes a long way. And that's what's really great about doing this show. It's what's great about being an outdoorsman. We all kind of gather together, you know, sit around the campfire, so to speak, and we swap stories, ideas, techniques, whatever. And, that's what this is all about. And I really do appreciate everything that you guys out there do. So don't be afraid to email us. You know, send us some information if you got it. Send us some pictures. You got something really cool. Matter of fact, Jerry sent a picture of that dogfish.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool picture.
That was awesome. That he got that bow fishing, I think he said, didn't he? And it had this big neon green stripe down the side of it. And he said that was a coloring in the fish during the breeding season. But that was really cool. I ought to put that up on the website or something. Because I was just really shocked by the color of that fish. It was really nice. So, that's right. We got the new hats in. If you guys want an Up North Journal hat, we're going to be selling them. I got to get a picture on the website so you can see them. They're mossy oak. For obvious reasons. For those who've been listening to the show, you know why. We're hooking up with Mossy Oak here real soon. I hope everything goes through with that. We're supposed to hear something back hopefully within a month. But we've got the new Up Journal hats. We're going to be selling those. We can get them mailed directly to you for $25. So if you're interested in one of those, shoot me an email. Give me your address and send out a check, and we'll drop one of those and get them out to you in the mail. And
you remember how Chuck's hat was turned pink?
The old style, yeah. I switched companies.
Yeah, do you know how I said it might be something to do with blood type, just joking around?
Yeah.
He that bothered him so much, he researched it. That's actually what it is.
Really?
Yeah, he said it has to do with the zinc and iron levels in your blood.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, the coloration on these hats are khaki. The old ones are. And, his hat, he sweat through it, and it, instead of getting like a little white salt band, it turned pink. Yeah. So... that's really, I didn't know that. That's cool. It's not cool, I guess, because the hat turned pink, but...
I just said it. I'm like, maybe it's something to do with blood type, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is. He said it bothered him so much he went home and researched it.
I thought it was the coloration of the material in the hat, and I thought it was just a cheap hat. That's the reason I switched companies when we ordered the new hats, because of that problem.
I don't know, the new ones look cooler.
You like the new ones better?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They both look good. They're kind of similar, but they're different. I definitely like the mossy oak design on them.
More
better.
Camouflage?
Yeah, there is more camouflage on the new ones. So, but yeah, if you want a hat, let us know. Ship us $25. We'll be glad to drop one in the mail to you. And I've got about a dozen of them sitting here in the house, so we can get them right out to you. But other than that, you got anything else this week?
No.
All right.
I want to go shoot my bow.
You gonna go shoot some more?
Yeah.
Turn up the music, crank it up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just like to remind everybody again, we are writing on the weblog. That is our Hooks and Bullets site, and you can find that link on our website, or you can go to Michigan Hunting Today, and on the blog roll on the side, look for Hooks and Bullets. I appreciate you guys' support on that. If you go over and check that out, drop us a comment on there if you'd like. And we're always talking about something crazy or silly or something controversial over there. or just something plain, fun.
It would be cool if we could get a form.
A form on the website? I tried to do that one time. It just didn't work out.
Did you figure out how to do it?
Yeah, it just didn't. I don't know. It took up too much space, and I really don't have time to manage it. There is a couple places that we do hook up on forums. One of them is Camo Space. We're over there quite a bit. We're underneath Up North Journal. That's our profile name that we go under Camo Space. If you want to go over there and check that out. And another one we really frequent is MichiganSportsman.com. That's
You're Fur and Feathers.
Yep.
I'm Fur and Feathers Jr.
Yep, we hang out over there quite a bit too.
And another good one is hunting.net. I'm Airsoft Dude on there.
And you
Archery Talk.
ArcheryTalk.com.
And I am Bowtech Kid.
So, how do you remember all that?
I don't know. I just go on them every day.
I try to keep most of my stuff the same if I can, but all right. Well,
all different passwords and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna get it all mixed up. I don't know how you do it. All right. Well, that'll do it this week. Like I said, it's been another exciting week here. Next week, I'm sure we're going to slow down a little bit, try to catch our breath, and relax a little bit. This week was really packed. We had a lot of stuff going on, so hopefully we can catch our breath a little bit. Oh, I know what I was going to mention before we leave. Talking about websites is our videos. I'm starting to work more on the videos now. Like I said, we've got all of the interviews up on the internet now, all the videos that we've recorded. And I also got that albino deer video up on the internet now.
Yeah.
So check that out. That's pretty cool. And if you do go to YouTube, I just found this out this week. If you go to YouTube and you actually play a video over there, if you look at the bottom of the screen of the actual video player, underneath the view counter, it says click here for high quality video. And it just totally, it enhances the video so much. I was so disappointed when I started putting video up. I said, my video does not look that bad, And then I found that.
I'm surprised I never noticed it.
And I clicked on it, and it's like DVD quality. So
mine's like that. I don't know why. Mine just has, I clicked it, and it made it so it's like that all the time now.
Probably some kind of default setting or something.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, go over and check those out. There's a lot of information there, and you can check out our other videos also. But that'll do it this week for us here at the Up North Journal. And as we always say, if you're out in the water or in the woods, shoot straight, be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.